This is how we get to Mars. Welcome to Science for Real. Today, we are going to explore one of humanity's greatest dreams: how we get to Mars. If you think that a trip to Mars just needs a rocket and a packed lunch, think again. Get ready, because this journey is not only full of challenges but also requires a lot of advanced technology and maybe a few hard hats for safety. From NASA's modern rockets to the ambitious projects of SpaceX, we will find out if humanity is really ready to set foot on the red planet. And don't forget, when we get there, be sure to check if anyone has left a comfy sofa for us. Let's dive into the fascinating secrets and funny challenges that people will face on the journey to conquer Mars. Where each step might make us feel like we're part of a reality show, called Who Will Survive on Mars? Science for Real, uncovering mysteries and opening the door to exploration. 1. Mars and humanity's ambitions. The red planet Mars, a place we've dreamt about since childhood, filled with quirky questions like, is anyone there? Or, is the grass as red as the ground? But now, humanity's desire to reach Mars has evolved far beyond those innocent thoughts. Instead of just gazing through telescopes, we are eager to become the new owners of the red planet, as if moving there were as easy as relocating to a new neighborhood. However, instead of just moving furniture, we must bring along an entire civilization. And here's the interesting part. If you think moving houses is tough, then moving planets seems like a wild dream, but it's not impossible. To turn this dream into reality, none other than Elon Musk and his ambitious SpaceX team are ready to launch their interplanetary moving campaign with Starship, a magnificent, giant ship. Elon seems to have a plan that's just as romantic, turning people into pioneers on new lands. Just imagine. Conquering Mars is like an adventure among the galaxies, with you as the brave leader. But hold on. Before you rush to buy a spacesuit, let's meet Buzz Aldrin, a true hero of space exploration and the mastermind behind the Mars Cycler. Aldrin is not only the second person to set foot on the moon, but he is also a genius in orbital mechanics. With a passion like that of a conductor leading a space symphony, he designed the Mars Cycler as a space bus connecting Earth to Mars. His idea isn't just a fun trip, it's a vehicle that can travel back and forth between the two planets using gravitational forces like a kind of interstellar Uber without having to pay extra for long-distance fares. Thus, the race to Mars is gradually becoming a humorous and exciting drama, with each main character having their own unique ideas. A determined Elon Musk who wants to turn everyone into Martian residents. A wise Buzz Aldrin who aims to build a space bus route as the starting point for humanity's eternal journey. Ultimately, regardless of who wins, the most exciting part is that we are ready to expand humanity's territory out to the stars, and that is truly the greatest adventure. 2. Buzz Aldrin and the Mars Cycler idea. Buzz Aldrin, a true legend of space exploration and the second person to walk on the moon, did not stop at just gazing at the stars from afar. With an endless passion for interplanetary journeys, he came up with a bold and creative idea. The Mars Cycler, a spacecraft system that we can envision as an interplanetary bus route, shuttling back and forth between Earth and Mars. Unlike traditional spacecraft that require vast amounts of fuel for round trips, the Mars Cycler takes advantage of the gravitational forces of the planets to create an energy-efficient route, almost like a free ride through space. Aldrin designed the Cycler to function as a public transportation system in space, aiming to connect Earth and Mars at regular intervals, much like a shuttle bus between planets. With this route, a massive cycler ship could remain in orbit, only needing to launch smaller spacecraft to bring people or cargo aboard as it approached. This not only saves fuel but also creates a more comfortable journey for space explorers. However, building a cycler ship is no easy task. To hold enough food, water, and living space for the crew on their way to Mars, the vessel must be extraordinarily large, so large that it would need to be assembled directly in space or on the moon. For Aldrin, the moon is just a way station on the journey to Mars, a place he believes humanity should aim for as a new home, rather than returning to the moon merely for nostalgia. Aldrin's Mars Cycler stands as a testament to humanity's limitless creativity, a bold solution that opens the door to exploring new worlds. While Elon Musk may dream of cities on Mars, Aldrin is paving the road to get us there, each person in their own way, fueled by a spirit of relentless curiosity and innovation, bringing humanity one step closer to a new home in the vast universe. 3. Gravity-assisted flight and the journey to Mars. The journey to Mars is not just an interplanetary flight, it is a miracle of science, all thanks to the cosmic magic known as gravity. Instead of burning vast amounts of fuel to reach the red planet, Buzz Aldrin proposed an extremely unique idea to use the gravitational pull of both Earth and Mars to make this space journey as fuel-efficient as possible. Imagine this as using a rubber band to launch a stone far away with hardly any effort, except here. The stone is a massive spaceship. This Mars Cycler system functions like a space bus, continuously moving between Earth and Mars. The Cycler is placed into a solar orbit, periodically encountering Earth and Mars, just as you would wait for a bus to arrive on time. As the Cycler approaches Earth, smaller spacecraft will attach to the mothership and continue their journey to Mars. Picture the crew hopping onto the Cycler like we would jump onto a moving bus, except this is a bus in space, traveling at supersonic speeds. This gravity-assisted approach helps shorten the travel time to just 4-6 months, twice as fast as traditional methods, thanks to the gravitational pull of the planets. This not only saves fuel but also allows more space for carrying supplies and amenities for life on board, transforming the journey to Mars from a distant dream into an exciting and cleverly detailed adventure. 4. The major challenges of building the Mars Cycler. While the idea of the Mars Cycler sounds fantastic, building it is a completely different story. A tale filled with challenges and no less than gigantic. To hold enough food, water, and living space for the crew for several months, the Cycler must be enormous, like a flying hotel in space. However, this requires advanced technology that even NASA finds daunting. First, the Cycler needs to be assembled entirely in space, as it is too large to launch as a whole from Earth. Another option is to build it on the Moon, where lower gravity makes launching easier. But of course, this brings a host of problems. How do we transport the necessary equipment and materials to the Moon? How do we maintain a construction and logistics team in space throughout the assembly process? It's like trying to build a skyscraper in the desert without water or electricity. Not only that, but the Cycler must also be strong enough to withstand the harsh conditions of outer space, from dangerous radiation to potential collisions with asteroids. This requires extremely durable materials and advanced protective technology to ensure the Cycler can keep the crew safe on their long journey. With all these challenges, constructing the Mars Cycler is not just a scientific puzzle, but also a test of humanity's creativity and determination. If we can overcome these massive obstacles, the Cycler will open the door to a new era, where traveling to Mars is no longer a dream, but a regular journey for humankind. 5. Elon Musk and the Starship vision for Mars colonization. Elon Musk is dreaming of an interplanetary neighborhood on Mars, where humans don't just visit but actually move in for the long haul. To make this dream a reality, Musk has developed Starship, a massive spacecraft that he hopes will carry hundreds of people on each trip, turning the dream of colonizing the red planet into a genuine adventure. Imagine it. Not a trip to Paris or Bali, but a Mars tour, featuring sunsets over dusty red landscapes and requiring a spacesuit, not exactly easy to breathe in. But for the space bus Starship to operate, we need an enormous amount of fuel. So, Musk plans to refuel right in space, with ambitions to take hundreds of passengers on a stargazing journey. And it doesn't stop there. Musk also wants to create fuel on Mars using water ice and CO2 from the atmosphere, like a self-service gas station in space, enabling Starship to run both ways. Of course, opening a neighborhood on Mars isn't like launching a resort. You have to consider everything from food to energy. These pioneering residents will need to adapt to a life of true sustainability and self-sufficiency. Elon Musk doesn't just want us to reach Mars. He wants to build a real community where the first residents can live, work, and experience what it's like to walk on another planet. So, soon, the story of new neighbors might not be about Earthlings, but rather about Martian residents. 6. Robert Zubrin and the mini starship idea in the race to Mars. While Elon Musk dreams of gigantic space buses, Robert Zubrin has a different approach: the mini starship. As an engineer and passionate space exploration advocate, Zubrin doesn't believe that size is the only way to reach Mars. Instead, he proposes a smaller, more compact version. Think of it as a mini electric car for the red planet. This idea sounds simple, but it's actually quite clever. With a mini starship, landing on the surface of Mars becomes easier, as a smaller craft doesn't require as much fuel for landing, significantly reducing risks. Instead of needing to perform a hard braking maneuver with 3 engines like Musk's Starship, this compact vessel could gently touch down on the surface, similar to how past probes have successfully done. Moreover, Zubrin thinks even further ahead. Because the mini starship consumes less fuel, producing fuel directly on Mars from CO2 and water ice becomes much more feasible. Instead of creating a massive gas station with thousands of solar panels, you would only need an area about the size of a football field. This represents a significant reduction in logistics for any mission. Of course, the mini starship can't carry as many people and cargo as Musk's full-size Starship, but Zubrin argues that this is an advantage. With a smaller craft, we can more easily return to Earth after completing a mission, paving the way for short-term trips and smaller research stations on Mars. While Elon Musk envisions a fully developed settlement, Robert Zubrin offers a short-term travel option, opening up safer exploration choices for humanity's first steps on the red planet. 7. Energy and the challenge of fuel self-sufficiency on Mars. One of the biggest challenges of colonizing Mars is, how do we achieve fuel self-sufficiency? Transporting fuel from Earth is already a costly challenge, and no one wants to rely on Mother Earth to send more gas each time they return. Therefore, Elon Musk and scientists have come up with a self-sufficient solution on Mars, turning the red planet into a gas station in space. The idea sounds simple, but executing it is incredibly complex. First, they will need to extract water ice from the Martian surface, and combine it with CO2 from the atmosphere to produce methalox fuel, a mix of methane and oxygen. But to achieve this, we need a massive energy source to sustain these complex processes. Imagine generating hundreds of tons of fuel. This would require a solar panel field as large as 6 football fields. The project doesn't just stop at setting up solar panels. It also involves transporting them to Mars, building mining machinery, and deploying maintenance robots. It's like constructing a gigantic energy factory in the Martian desert, a daunting task in such a harsh environment. If successful, this fuel self-sufficiency system would be key for future missions and the first step for humanity to become true Martian residents. The energy and fuel challenge will not only be about technology but also about perseverance, because building an interplanetary gas station isn't just about filling up the tank. 8. The future of colonization on Mars, promises and challenges. Imagine a day when you could live on Mars, where every morning opens up to a bright red sky, and going for a stroll requires you to don a spacesuit. Colonizing the red planet is no longer just a science fiction dream. It is gradually becoming a promising yet challenging plan. Elon Musk, with his vision for Starship, and scientists have painted a picture of future life in this distant place, a first interplanetary community for humanity. The promises here are not just about exploration but also about building an entirely new life, where humans can tap into resources, construct homes, and even establish a mini-civilization on Mars. Colonizing Mars presents extraordinary opportunities, not only for science but also for the survival of humanity in case Earth faces serious crises. Mars could become humanity's backup plan. However, not everyone is ready for the house move to this challenging planet. Living on Mars means facing a harsh environment, freezing temperatures, cosmic radiation, and a thin atmosphere. Every drop of water, every meal, and every bit of energy must be carefully considered. Not to mention, building a self-sufficient energy and fuel system to sustain long-term life is a significant challenge. Colonizing Mars is not just a one-way trip. It requires careful preparation, courage, and the relentless ambition of humanity. This is not just an adventure but a mission for an entire generation to turn the red planet into a second home. One filled with difficulties but also shining with new opportunities. So, after this exciting journey, we have explored the challenges and opportunities in the race to conquer Mars together. From the most advanced technologies to humanity's great dreams, the road to the red planet is not just an adventure. It symbolizes the relentless desire to reach new horizons. As NASA and SpaceX prepare for the next steps, the big question remains: can we truly set foot on Mars in the near future? Imagine a day when we see actual people living and working on this planet, realizing dreams we once thought were only in science fiction. Thank you for joining Science for Real on this exploration journey. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any fascinating stories about the universe. Keep following us, as mysteries await to be unraveled and new horizons continue to open. Science for Real, uncovering mysteries and paving the way for human exploration.